Thank you, Cassandra.
Every 98 seconds, one person in the United States is sexually assaulted. That is about 38 people every hour, 882 people every day, 321,796 people every year. These statistics may shock you because these numbers are too large in my opinion. Personally, I know a lot of people who have been affected by sexual assault, including one of my close friends. And there's no words to describe the immense pain I feel seeing all of the happiness drain from her face every time she talks about it. There are numerous problems surrounding sexual assault, and while there's no one clear solution, I believe that one of the best is to implement sexual assault education. Sexual assault education needs to be implemented in schools and universities in order to eliminate certain misconceptions, encourage victims to come forward, and to clarify how to proceed after an assault occurs. The first issue is that students are misinformed. There are so many misconceptions that can lead to sexual assault, but also that can lead towards prejudice towards the victims. Blaming the victim, believing that people have consent where consent was not given, outdated gender rules, and even information such that it doesn't happen to males, where it does in reality. According to Linda Anderson and Susan Whiston, who published a study that analyzed different effectiveness of sexual assault education programs, they express how knowledge of rape increased in students who attended these programs, and where there's knowledge increases, misconceptions decrease. In another high school-based program, students who completed it saw decreases in rape myths and rigid gender stereotypes. Both of these are essential in order to decrease the number of rape cases, but also to build awareness of the subject. The second issue is that people are not reporting it. According to Marjorie Sable, author of an article that explores barriers to reporting sexual assault, explains that many students feel guilty, embarrassed, ashamed, alone. They're scared about their privacy or of retaliation from those who have harmed them. But even something as simple as the fact that they're not going to be believed. This leads to those people who harm them, the perpetrators, being left on the streets, able to harm more people. If sexual assault education were implemented in schools, victims could learn that they're not alone. They could also learn about resources to help them grieve and heal, so they do not have to go through their whole life with this ginormous burden on their shoulders. It's important that they feel the support and that they come forward, and one of the main ways to do this is through education. The third problem is people don't know how to proceed. If people see it occurring, they don't know how to intervene. They don't know whether or not they should go over and try to pull the person off, try to holler at them. They don't know if they should call the police. And even if they wish to report it, many people do not even know where to go. I know being here on Millersville, we learned about that education in August, but I could not tell you of 3 places I know where to go. Isn't that shocking? The same study that showed a decline in the belief of rape myths also showed significant results in raising self-efficacy and increasing the likeliness to stop violence. This is very important because if people are more aware of the issue, they're more willing to help. And if they're more willing to help, then that number of cases will go down. The programs of sexual assault education would inform participants of local resources on campuses, treatment centers, counseling, even numbers of where to go if you need to report it or see it occurring. Without this knowledge, students remain lost and confused. An opposing argument is that one study found that the effectiveness of sexual assault education has no effect on rape empathy, which is people being able to identify with the victims. So if we can't identify with the victims, how are we able to help them? How are we able to let them know that there's people who care for them? While this study may have found that there's no effect on rape empathy, there's certain reasons for that. Upon further investigation, the different programs that were studied, the genders included in the studies, and even the way the studies were conducted, according to Linda Anderson, have significant effects that made the outcome what it was. Women are more likely to connect with women and men with men, so depending on how the program was and even how the results were analyzed, there's large margin for error. Don't worry. Now that you know why sexual assault education is important, this is what a possible solution could look like. I suggest that there be mandatory sexual assault seminars once per year to inform students who may have forgotten. Seminars could be mixed with male and female. They could be single gender, just women, just male, because certain topics do connect better when you're with when you're with people who are like you. And there can even be separate seminars for the LGBT community for certain issues that are more sensitive to them. These seminars would be taught by trained educators, people who know what they're talking about and you can trust. They would go over detailed information explaining resources such as counseling centers, phone numbers, and even what to do. And most importantly, they would offer a bunch of knowledge to eliminate all of those stereotypes. Today I talked to you about issues surrounding sexual assault and how sexual assault education can fix them. I hope each and every one of you will take time to really consider my solution and try to stand with me to fix this issue. To make a difference here at Millersville, you can contact the Office of the President at 717-871-7930. Thank you.